Hey folks, I'm back again. I just want to do a bit of house cleaning, if you don't mind. A couple of weeks ago or a week ago, by the time I post this, it'll be 2 weeks. I submitted a video to the YouTube faithful called "Why My Ukulele Reviews Are Different from Any Other Channel or from Other Channels." And I talked about a number of popular ukulele channels in that video, not intending to disparage anyone. I find them to be good resources. I find some are better than others. Um, and yeah, it wasn't intended to be negative, just pointing out that a lot of people that are putting out videos reviewing ukuleles have vested interest. They are receiving samples, and they are sponsored by certain companies, and in some cases they even have a model done in their honor, at least in one instance that I talked about. I did get a response from the GotAUkulele Channel. The guy's name is Baz, and I consider him to be a great resource. I don't feel in competition with him at all, and I want to just sort of read his email and make it clear, so as not to misrepresent him in any other way, because I included him in that group, and I don't want to do so if he is actually not affiliated. It doesn't appear that he is. He says to me about a week ago, at the time of filming this, "Thanks for your kind words. Just to be clear, about half my reviews are of instruments sent or loaned to me by brands' stores, but they are not my ukes and never will be." So there are people soliciting reviews from him, but he doesn't get any kickbacks for it. In other words, he doesn't get to keep the instruments. He says, "I actually insist on returning them myself. My personal collection is only 6 instruments, and only one of those I bought at full price after I liked it so much on review out of 300 reviews." First of all, Baz, if you're listening, you've got incredible restraint. And I respect that. You reviewed 300 ukuleles, and you've only ever actually sought to buy one of them, and you paid full price for that ukulele. A lot of people would seek to take advantage of the position of being a top ukulele reviewer on YouTube, so I'm impressed with that stat. Or I don't know whether to be impressed or say, "Come on, man, you got to be more human than that. At least five ukuleles from 300." No. He goes on to say, "I don't review to build up a collection," and that's a key difference between him and a lot of other people. I don't have the need or the room. I concur with that. And just as a side note, perhaps I'll do a video on this. In my personal ukulele collection, I have maybe 6 or 7 ukuleles, ranging from soprano to tenor, and then electrics, a banjolele and a bass uke. So I'm kind of the same way. I have a closet. My supply closet sometimes has as many as 100 ukuleles for sale, but my personal collection stays relatively small for the same reasons. I'm not doing it to become ukulele rich, and I'm certainly not doing it just for my own edification either. I really like putting nice instruments into people's hands and talking about them on YouTube. Where GotAUkulele differs from some of the other channels you mentioned is that I do not review for money in either cash or kind, in brackets free gear, and I'm not affiliated by any brand. And he adds, "You'll never see me going to NAMM and being on a brand stand like some of the others." And that puts him and I on the same footing in a way. I'm not affiliated with any ukulele brands. I do sometimes get cachets of certain brands, and you probably, if you've watched my videos, come across relatively unknown brands that seem to be affiliated with me only. But I'm not a dealer. I'm not affiliated with any of those brands. I just happen to find supplies which often run out fairly quickly. And I'm not paid either to represent those brands. I've not made a penny from any reviews I've done of any brand, and neither, it seems, has Baz at the GotAUkulele Channel. Interesting comment about NAMM. I don't go to NAMM either. I find it a bit silly, to be honest with you, how twice a year everybody's music channel just goes NAMM nuts, as if it's as if it's a universal thing that everybody can do. It's a bit like the Oscars and the Grammys for me. I don't watch it. I'm not interested in sort of self-referential award shows, except the Ricky Gervais bit, of course. But I feel similarly about NAMM. It's just a big wank fest in many ways. Perhaps if I owned a big store, I might venture into it. But it just seems like an expense I can do without. I also ensure that the other half of my reviews are ones I buy personally with advertising money the channel generates. So this is a self-sustaining thing. They're not free ukes. He pays for them. He does pay from his channel proceeds, which is fair enough. If you monetize your channel, you have a Patreon deal, and you're bringing in cash. A lot of some of the best YouTubers rechannel that money into their channels. Rechannel into their channel sounds redundant, but you know what I mean. They pour it back into the community, whether it's with gifts or buying stuff for reviews, that sort of stuff. He says when they are finished, they go to charity, so he actually gives these ukuleles away. I sell mine. Of course, I don't get any for purely review purposes. I'm more of a wholesaler that buys and sells. And I have given to charity as well. I've given to schools. I've given ukuleles away to people that couldn't afford them, less fortunate people, and people recovering. I really believe in the ukulele as a form of therapy, so I've given them away to people recovering from major illnesses as well. But he apparently, this is his practice. Anything he buys and reviews, he then donates to charity. GotAUkulele has always been completely impartial and non-affiliated to any one brand. It's the only way to fairly review an instrument. Absolutely agree on that comment. It's hard sometimes to watch some of the other ukulele channels because they have an affiliation with Kala or Luna or Ortega. So that sort of colors everything that they say about any ukuleles that come to their channel. So I actually think the GotAUkulele channel is the premier ukulele channel on YouTube, probably for that reason, is because he covers a lot of models and seems very impartial and very fair and very even-handed in his treatment of those different brands. The last comment made me laugh. He says, totally agree with you on unboxings. And I always make comments on my videos disparaging unboxing videos. I can't stand them. Anytime I watch a video about somebody looking at an instrument for the first time, I fast forward through the unwrapping and the tape ripping and the pulling out of the box and all that crap. I don't know why it's popular. It annoys me to no end. I'm not doing it. When you see an instrument that it's in my hands, I've done a setup on it, you're not getting the first out of the box experience in most cases. There might be some exceptions to that, but I certainly won't make you sit there and watch as I rip the box open. So it's interesting that Baz from GotAUkulele feels the same way. But anyway, I just wanted to do a video on this because it's important to me that no one gets the wrong idea from anything I say on my channel. I didn't mean to insinuate that GotAUkulele and Baz, who runs the channel, is sponsored by or has an affiliation with any particular brand. I didn't know at the time of making that video, and I certainly didn't mean to make it sound like I thought that was the case. If I did, I apologize to him and his viewers. And like I said, he's a great resource. I watch a lot of his videos. I get a lot of ideas about brands from his videos as well. So I just want to make that clear. I thought it was worth taking the time to do a video on that. But thanks for the response, and we will, as far as I'm concerned, I'm on good footing with a lot of these different channels, and I really appreciate what they do and what they bring to the community. And GotAUkulele is, in my view, one of those top channels. All right, folks, back to instruments next time.